Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome to a 47-degree Sunday, the 16th of April. It has been coming down in literally sheets, walls of rain. Been that way all day. You get a quick little moment, just a few minutes ago, the sun was out. But everything's soaking wet and the next brutal cloud is on its way. It's been crazy today. Just pounding. Boy, I tell you what, Mother Nature is messed up mad at the Pacific Northwest this spring. We get weird weather in the spring, but man. And I guess it's supposed to be like this tomorrow too. 100% chance of rain all day tomorrow. Doesn't let up for a moment. It's crazy. It's been that way. I'm sure that's probably what the forecast is today, because it only lets up for a couple of minutes and it's right back. It's going sideways, pounding off the walls of the house, and it's crazy. Oh well, such is life. But then that happens, and you look out there and you see beautiful sunshine. That's probably what was over here a minute ago. You can see the skies out that way. So anyway, today I thought I would cycle through, because I was tinkering with it today. It's Kelly's Redcat Everest Gen 7 Pro. So, you guys remember I complained once before about how those thick rings, see the inside of the wheel? How those thick rings were on the outside. And then when we got the Gen 8 Redcat, they had it flipped. I go, man, that looks way better. You can see the spokes and the wheels. Everything looks correct. There's 12 screws per wheel, and you gotta basically do 2 wheels at a time so the whole wheel doesn't come apart. These are actual real bead locks. These actually lock the bead to the rim in a conventional way. If you're used to, side-by-sides, ATVs, trucks, stuff that use bead locks. Look how much rain's been pouring in here. So I was driving around the house and been goofing around there while it was just pouring down rain. I thought, well, a little bit of a break here. The sun was out. Thought I'd bring it out. But anyway, before then I was bringing it back to me. I was sitting in a chair in the kitchen just making laps, And thing comes by and I go, oops, I forgot one of the wheels. That one's still reversed. So I swapped it around. So the thin piece is on the outside. That looks so much better. Drove me nuts with those things. I thought at first they were supposed to be that way until we got the Gen 8. In fact, in the book and all the literature, everything shows them with the thick side on the outside. I thought, well, must be some kind of reason for that. Whatever. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's the way it's supposed to be. The Gen 8, it's a heavier truck. And they got it this way. So I swapped it. Swapped it around. Looks a lot better. What makes me mad is I didn't think about that until I put the for the high racks that are on the Bronco. I bought the Proline dual stage foams for those because they were too soft out of the box. Well, I used those super soft Proline foams that came stock in those tires, because I'm not using them because I'm using the dual stage foams. So I put those super soft foams in these tires, and man, that just woke this thing up. Big time woke it up. The portal axles, if you know what that is, that the axles where the wheels are riding are below the actual axles. Plus the hub, the pumpkin, is considered like more than half the size of that. So you gain a lot of ground clearance when you put the portal axle kit in it. Well, I thought, it doesn't need it. Got the Redcat. Well, then I thought, I watched some reviews and stuff, people putting them on, and man, big difference, huge difference. So I decided to order them. They're now discontinued. There's several aftermarket ones, and Jura makes one, but it just has horrible reviews. Bolts falling out, it's just janky. You got to change suspension links around, because it's actually made for a SCX 10, not for the Redcat. All those guys are all, if you look at these cars, they're all kind of using the same car. I don't get how that's working. All these different name brand companies, and it's the same, basically the same chassis, or their version of the same chassis. I don't even know who started out with that chassis, but a lot of these things interchange with each other. So anyway, while it's not dumping at the moment, because you won't even hear me talking because it pounds on the tin roof of this barn so loud. It's it's pretty loud. But it's nice right now. Look at the lake in our driveway out there, and it's making this grass. It's got to be in the backyard. There's got to be some places that got to be at least 8 or 10 inches high in grass. That's going to be one crazy cut for the first cut of the year. And man, I went in there, I don't know when I disconnected it, but the lawnmower's been sitting there without the battery tender, the Optimate on it. Hope I didn't sack that thing. Have a feeling it's been sitting there since I cut the grass last year. You remember when it got super hot, everything stopped growing. So yeah, it's been a long time since that lawnmower's been ran. But then a lawn tractor battery in it. Things aren't cheap. But we'll see when we get there. Oh, you won't believe the simplest thing. We're at Hobby Lobby the other day. We're getting some paints and stuff for Kelly, doing her craft stuff. So I'm looking around in there and looking at hobby tools. And they've got these little tiny, they're kind of long, little tiny zip ties. So this zip tie literally makes all the difference in the world. It's just the nub of the zip tie sticking out. Because you can, and the wheel doesn't go very far from stop to stop, all the way right, all the way left. And I got it tucked in on the inside. And I gave it to Kelly so she could take a couple laps in the house, and the way she holds the controller and the wheel, she does it two-handed. The zip tie doesn't bother at all. So I set it on this, and I went and grabbed the Gen 8 and put same zip tie in the same place. So that'll help. So trying not to get too much sun glare in here. You can see how it's desaturating the lens as we're speaking. Let's see if we can drive this thing hopefully down the ramps. That's the only bad thing about this. I've got it set the best it can be. The steering radius is lacking big time on this thing. We need to rethink that for a second. Come on. This one's got the Hobbywing Fusion SE motor in it. They do a good job. I still would spend the money for the Pro if I was going to get a Fusion motor for sure. The extra horsepower, the additional settings. Just has some more. I'm trying to hold the camera right here. So, yeah, I would spend the money. Plus, it's a little, that was through Amazon. I just happened to, it just popped up, a suggestion thing, because, I bought enough of these daggum motors. The SE was there, and it was $99.99. I'm like, yeah, definitely go for the Pro. But that was for the smaller, there's a 1200 and 1300, the SEs are, and it was the 1200. I would go for the 13 if I was going to go for an SE, get the extra 100 kilovolts, and pay the $10 more. Why wouldn't you? I don't know. Why wouldn't you? See how the pumpkins for the differential, how low that thing is, and then it's got a skid plate on it underneath as well. And unlike the Gen 8, the covers are plastic; they're not metal. So I thought, you're banging around, I'll just leave them on. So that's kind of a bummer that those things have been discontinued, huh? Such is life, I reckon. And I'm gonna have to literally go into the rain to get this thing up this ramp. Cold tires that have collected the dust. The dust inside here do not make for the best traction. Try not to go all the way in the rain, but I might have to. Oh no, we made it. Look at that! I'm gonna have to mow the grass for the track, because even the track is she's picking up some weeds and stuff in there. Oh well. This thing's really quiet. The tranny makes a little noise, but it's nowhere near as noisy as the Gen 8. It sure does look better with those wheels, the lock rings or whatever you want to call it, the bead lockers, turned around the other direction. These tires before with the old foams, the tires seem to be okay, but the foams, not pointing the camera again, were really unusually hard. They were stiff and almost like it was made out of some memory foam or something. I think some people said they thought it was memory foam, or maybe it was foam. Oh, Gen 7, she's a good looking truck. Let's do a little slow motion with the Gen 7. One thing you'll notice between the Gen 7 and the Gen 8 is there's a lot of free play in the transmission, especially the Gen 8, because it actually has a real transfer case. All the gears in the transfer cases and just the drive train in general has a lot of slack in it. So you know how you can do that FOC and just hold one throttle. See how it has that drop? That is literally the free play. I'm holding the throttle steady. That's just, now that it's going downhill already, it'll smooth out. But yeah, it has a lot of free play. Yeah, crazy, huh? How'd you get turned around so quick? Wow, the magic of cameras. I sure picked a perfect time to come out here and do this, because sun's out at the moment. Kelly's in Kelso visiting Christy and the grandkids, and she just texts saying she's about to leave. Do love that slow crawl you can do with these motors, and it's under full torque. You can put your foot in front of it and it'll just dig a hole in the ground until you let go of the throttle. Nothing, it's at full torque when it's doing that. It doesn't have to build torque, it's just always there. Really, really incredible. That's the view I had when it passed by me in the kitchen. I looked down and I see that solid ring, thick ring on that roof rack on that spare tire, and it's an actual tire for this thing. I don't have a foam to put in it to make it like the others, so it's a stock foamed one. Watch this, I'll just hold a steady throttle and watch what it does here. Just let it run into the fence. It will not stop. So you can crawl at full torque at crazy slow speeds. I gotta say, that little zip tie made a huge difference on this thing. So I'm drive it off the one-way ramp. Remember, this was the ramp. Oh, about to go off. This is the ramp I had going up on the cage setup, which is laying over there against the, whoops, laying over there next to the girls area. Watch this, I can do that. Just hold a steady throttle. I don't think these have cruise control like the Traxxas do. They don't care. Whatever it runs into, I guess it stops when it runs out of battery. But no obstacle bogs it down. You know how you can... a brush motor is like a regular motor. You hit a hill, you get a resistance, you got to give it more throttle. This one, as long as you keep that FOC turned on, it'll conquer whatever you toss at it. Yeah, that stupid zip tie was worth its weight in gold. So I paid like, I don't know, it was like $16 for 50 of these really nice, RC car size. They're in the electrical department at Home Depot. We've been using those for years at work because they're really high quality, really expensive though. But I got these, they're probably 3 times as long. I'd say maybe 5 inches long, and they're super, super small. And I got 200 of them for $4.99 at Hobby Lobby. They don't seem to be the quality of the other ones, but like the Worth ones we get at work, they're so hard plastic. The small ones, you put you need to tie down something tight, you pull them, bam, they'll snap. Oh well. Just a little goof off day here with the Gen 7. Mama's first little RC car. She was driving around today for a little bit. I was pouring down rain. It was, pouring down rain. Alrighty. Well, hello there, YouTube. Man, oh man. There's a patch of sun right now. It started downpouring again when I got off the phone with you. I knew it was coming. And man, so I got in the house before I got everything in myself wet. And it just started pouring. Wow, again. Man, what a crazy day.
Yes. Rain.
She got caught in one of them going there.
Yeah, that was not
real
cool.
Bad. Yeah, that's the full speed windshield wipers don't even do any good at that.
No, you just follow the semi's taillights. I'm just staying right here.
One toe near the brake pedal.
Yep.
Crazy. Oh, it's starting to rain too.
Yeah, it's starting to sprinkle.
So here it is.
Spout's coming.
Yep, she's coming again, even though the nice, well, I guess it's kind of dark clouds back there, but whatever. So I think we'll roll on that.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, and you guys have a wonderful Monday or Tuesday.
Heck yeah. All right.
We'll see you in the morning.
That'll conclude this weekend.
Yes.
Thanks for watching now. Bye-bye.